just got back from the school run. It is chucking it down with rain today. Both the kids, it was just an interesting drop off. It was just, you know, crazy. They don't like the cold, they don't like the wet. At least definitely my 2-year-old does not like the cold and the wet. And so, yeah, that's a little bit tricky at the moment, but she's at nursery today. I have time to focus on like all the business back end side of things, which actually I don't talk about loads on here, but I will get into it a little bit in this video because I've had a few questions about like how I make money properly, like through doing this as a job, like doing YouTube, Instagram, like working with brands, which actually this video is in partnership with the Amazon Influencer Program, which is really exciting because I have used this program since way before I got paid from anywhere. It's basically a way of when I buy something on Amazon, I then link it onto my stories or something, like even when I had like maybe 10,000 followers, something like that, on Instagram, I would link something that I had bought, that I'd shown, that people wanted to know where it's from. It was 9 times out of 10 from Amazon anyway, so I would link with the affiliate link that I would get from the Amazon Influencer Program and then post that on my stories or in the description box of a YouTube video, and then I'd earn commission every time someone bought that product through my link. And for me, when I was getting started, that was the only way that I was making money at first. And then the extra money I was making through the Amazon Influencer Program, I was putting towards saving up for baby items for when I had my son in 2020. So the fact that I'm now like doing a video with them, it's really exciting. That's the go-to place that you're gonna get stuff. And if you are someone that's trying to like build a platform and like try and monetize like this as maybe a side hustle or a full-time job, it's amazing because it's authentic. Like, you are going to be using that product and buying that product anyway. You're just sharing things that you love. This industry is like quite up and down, and if you're trying to like pay bills, pay mortgage, pay childcare bills, like it is tricky. And so something like this, where you kind of have a bit of control over it, for me, that was like a huge thing. I signed up years ago and basically just fill out the forms and then you send off your application. Once you're accepted, you can then start linking things to earn money. And then you can check on the reporting thing, which I love. Anyone that knows me knows I love a spreadsheet. You can check on the reporting thing to see how much you've earned through specific links. For ages, my top earning products were like baby products that I posted back in 2020. Even years later, because of the videos like still being on YouTube and stuff, people were still clicking the links from videos that I literally made, like I say, in 2020, 2021, from my baby essential video, like shout out if you were here back then. Those videos were still getting viewed like quite significantly, and so people were clicking on those links, and like literally 5 years later, I was still making money from those links that I used through the Amazon Influencer Program. And I would say to anyone that is at all considering trying to like monetize, like posting online and doing this kind of thing as a side hustle or a job or whatever, then definitely get on the Amazon Influencer Program. Like, I've got a link down below, it takes you straight to the site. You can sign up from there, starting as a side hustle like I did, and then eventually, you never know, like it can actually become a proper job, which still is like a pinch me moment. If you talk about it too much, I'm just like, how have I just been able to go and do the school run and then like, come home and do this as a job? Anyway, the other stuff that I've got to sort out today is like finance and house related, and hence why I was talking about the Amazon Influencer Program, because that is a huge part, like basically figuring out like where all of my finances are coming from the business side of things. Like, so I earn money obviously through HomeWithShan, like the brand HomeWithShan, which is wild again. And then like each month I put together a salary and pull dividends from the company to like pay myself, and that's how much I earn as a person. And so basically with the house stuff, because we're trying to move house, and like there is a bit of an update there with like how that's all going. It's been complicated to like get a mortgage and like get everything in place, because it's like being self-employed is more complex and more like volatile than if you just have an employed job and you give 3 months pay slips and you know where you stand with it. And before I was a civil servant, like I had the most steady job you could think of. So getting loans and mortgages was like fairly straightforward, as long as I could afford the repayments. Like they knew that I was going to have a job pretty much. Whereas with this, like because it is volatile and different, and each year will be different, how much money I'm able to give myself will be different. Yeah, it's just a little bit more complicated. You have to jump through lots more hoops to get there. We have had our mortgage accepted, like our mortgage application accepted. However, it has come to light that the person that we are buying from, it might not be like as motivated as we thought to move. Like they've, you know, I've spoken with like other people who have tried to buy that house in the past and have run up against the same issues that we're kind of running up against, like in terms of timelines and stuff. And we've obviously got buyers that are like, come on, like when's the train going to be complete? So we're kind of just stuck at the moment, and we are looking at like other options as well. Like we have to be like realistic and know that that might not be the case. And so we're gonna look at a couple of other houses. With that comes like the different finance side of it. Like I have to figure out whether we can borrow more, whether it's just not an option to borrow more. Like if the prices, like the house prices are more expensive. It's just one of them. Like, so that's why I'm having to look at like all the finance side of things to see if I can pull out more money from the business to like help with a deposit or whatever. But that really scares me because obviously, like I said, this is a volatile industry. And so what if 1 month I get no work and then I can't pay my bills? That's why I have like a little security blanket, like away in my business account, because then if I don't get any work 1 month, I can still give myself enough to like pay my bills. And that's like my emergency fund, like in the business, like tucked away just in case, like it all just goes like tits up. And I feel like you've got to have that. So I wouldn't want to take out too much money from the business and then like say the worst were to happen. Like I would be like, it would not be okay. It would not go well for us. And so yeah, like it's just one of them. And then the other part of me is like, maybe it's just not our time. Maybe this whole thing of like moving house is just not being right. Maybe it's, you know, just something that we have to wait for a little bit longer. I don't know. But I'm gonna try and do all I can this morning to try and figure out all of those answers, and yeah, fingers crossed we can get somewhere. We actually did go to look at a house the other day, and it was like a full-on renovation. I'll pop a couple of pictures up on the screen, like of the ones that I've got. It, you know, it's not giving away anything because it's very much like bare bones of a house. The plot itself like has so much potential. Like the garden has like a wraparound garden. You could do so much with the space, and you could extend, you could do this, you could do that, and like it probably would need a rewire. It would definitely need like walls knocking down, kitchen, everything, like literally everything you can think of, this house would need it. But the finished product would be pretty amazing. I just don't know if I've got it in me to do a renovation with the 2 kids, if I'm honest. And Ash works really long hours. Like he's really good with his hands and like could do a lot of this work himself, but with what time? Do you know what I mean? Like he works a lot, and we've got 2 young kids and we want to spend the time with the kids. We don't want to, you know, waste the next year of their lives like doing a renovation when we can't then spend the time that we want to spend with them. I think it's such a nice pipe dream. It really is. Like, and I would love to do a renovation. And Ash was like, well, if we don't do it now, we'll never do it. And it is a dream of both of ours. Like, but I just think the reality of it might just be too much. It might just be too much for us. I think it might just tip me over the edge, to be honest. I'd say a good half of the week I'm stressing out massively about the kids, about life, about just the day-to-day like running of everything. Add a renovation on top of that, and living in a renovation or living at families whilst you're doing the renovation, like all of the stress that comes with those things and the cost. I just don't know. We got another viewing booked for a different house, and we're going to see what that one's like and go from there. But yeah, it's all just a little bit disheartening and complicated and, you know, stressful standard. So that is what my plan is this morning. Just go through all the finance side of things, figure out how much money that we actually have if we pushed ourselves to the max. I just don't really want to borrow more than we've already like been accepted for on the mortgage, just because like the repayments will be mad and life is expensive enough as is, and I don't really know if it's worth that. And that's the situation we're in. Life as an adult is bloody complicated and wild, so if anyone has any advice on any of that, please let me know. Hello, it's the next day now, and I have a bit of an update for you, although also kind of a non-update. Let's sit down and let's talk about it, because to be honest, I feel a little bit overwhelmed at the moment with all of the house stuff, and it just seems like a lot, and I don't really know what to do, guys. So, like I was saying yesterday, there's some complicated things happening with the house move, in that basically nothing is happening. Our seller hasn't found anywhere to go, and so the whole process is like completely stagnated. Our buyers are getting very angsty, and they do not want to wait any longer for the chain to complete. Hello, my love. Hello. Daddy. Daddy. There he is. Is he still cold? Okay. The house is busy today, so I feel like chatting to the camera isn't necessarily going to always work. Hallie's at home. Ash is also at home because he's working nights, so he doesn't start work till later. Anyway, he is blown a fuse in the garage, so he's going to sort that out. Because of the situation in our house, we are considering other...
I'm Hallie.
She's Hallie.
I'm gonna do you.
Carrie. Oh, babes. Anyway, so we are looking at other houses basically to try and complete our chain so that we don't lose our buyers. That's the situation we're in. We did have very specific criteria, and I feel like as the time goes on, the more we realise that maybe that specific criteria is what's holding us back. Maybe we have to look at other options, and so that is what we're doing. We have 3 houses in our minds, I guess. There are 2 of those that are like big renovations, and there's one that isn't as big of a renovation, but we still need to do work to it. Did you get a fuse? Okay, what? One of the renovations I think was too much for us, and we have kind of written that one off, although it was the cheapest of the 3. The next one, I think, is the one that we prefer the most, and it needs renovating, it needs work done, but it does not need extending. Has already been extended, but years ago, and it is no onward chain. However, the location isn't exactly where we wanted it to be originally. The house itself is big, much bigger than we have ever had, and it's much bigger than the house that we actually already have like lined up, but I say lined up, nothing's happening with it. So this house is a lot cheaper. We would definitely be able to afford it. We would not have to extend it, but there would have to be work done to the house, but no more than I think we're actually capable of. It would very much be like stripping everything out, like all the wallpaper, like layers and layers of wallpaper probably, all the flooring, like the carpets. Ooh, extreme, like very, very, very like 80s, 90s carpets, like bright red carpets and carpet walls, or I don't know if it's wallpaper. We haven't seen the property yet. We haven't actually like looked at it. We tried to get a viewing in today, but we couldn't get it in. We got it in booked for tomorrow. There have been random extensions added on, like to the sides and stuff, that would be really great if they were like kind of reconfigured slightly, like if you could like knock walls down and stuff, like very similar to what we did here. So this wall here, where this beam is, this joist, that used to be a wall. So literally where I am sat, it would have been a wall. And so if we could do that with some of the other like bits of extensions and stuff that they've put onto this house, which Ash was able to do himself, like with some help from family and stuff, like if we could put in joists and then get it all obviously like plastered and the electrics and stuff all sorted, then that house would be honestly incredible. Like there would be a lot to it. There would be a downstairs office, there would be a utility, a big kitchen diner, a living room. Upstairs there would be 4 bedrooms and a bathroom and an ensuite. That is all stuff that we would love, but never in a million years thought that we would actually be able to afford with our budget, plus parking like outside the front. But I mean every single nook and cranny of this house would need ripping out and starting again. Like, because we have sold this house for a certain price and we would have £67,000 in equity, but obviously some of that is going to have to go towards a deposit for the next house. Depending on the price of the next house, we were planning on putting the whole lot of equity like down as a deposit so that we don't have to borrow as much. But with this next house, if it was this house that I'm talking about now, like we wouldn't have to borrow anywhere near as much as the house that we already have lined up and isn't kind of moving along. So there's just so many options. It's so stressful. Like it's so like head versus heart, and like it's so much about timing and luck and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go look at that house tomorrow. But in the meantime, today, this evening, about 5:30, we've got another viewing on another house, but it is top end, I'd say, of our budget, and it doesn't fit all of our criteria. Like, it's a bit of a weird one. There basically was a 3-bedroom house, but they converted the bathroom upstairs into a bedroom, and so it has 4 bedrooms upstairs, but no bathroom upstairs. It's got a toilet upstairs as an ensuite, but just the toilet. And then, oh, the estate agent is calling me now. Oh, hi, thanks for calling me back.
Hello, Hallie.
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to give you an update, let you know what's going on. But yeah, we're trying on our end, so. And so for me, I do feel like the pressure is on a little bit because I want to make the right choice for our family for the next, like, you know, and I mean like a long time, like 20 years. I want to stay in a house for a really long time and do everything that we can to make it the house that we love for our kids to grow up in, and hopefully like that will be the house that they like leave home from and stuff. Anyway, like I said, Hallie is at home today. Ash is, I don't know what he's doing in the garage to be honest, but Hallie's at home today. I am about to get her all sorted and we're gonna go out to the park. Yeah, I found you. We're gonna go to the park. I think I need to change your nappy as well because someone smells. But anyway, that is the update from me. I will keep you posted because like I say, this evening we have got one house viewing and then tomorrow midday we have another house viewing. And I will keep you posted on all of those things. I might even share some photos at the end of this vlog, so stay tuned. Colours. First thing we both said to each other was something about this house, like we're both very excited about it. Can you hear Hallie drinking her milk? Did just start, like this morning the kids weren't in the best of moods and they're both like whining and crying, both on the floor at one point. And it did cross my mind, like, when they are in that, like we're in a tricky stage with them, do you know what I mean? So doing a renovation of any kind is gonna like have its challenges. Anyway, we also looked at another house yesterday that was like finished, done really nicely, not quite exactly how we would have done it like taste wise, but also there were like, just a few weird things about it, like there's no bathroom upstairs, there's a bathroom downstairs, but it's like just a shower. I don't know, there were just a few things that we wouldn't have done. Like there used to be a bathroom upstairs and they've converted it to a bedroom and it is much smaller than this house that we're looking at today. There's part of me is like a little bit apprehensive about the location because it's not quite where we were looking before, but nonetheless I do like the location. Like we go trick-or-treating around there, like I know the area and stuff, like that's not the issue. It's just not exactly where we were looking for like it to be really convenient for schools and stuff, but at the same time it would be no less convenient than where we are now. She sounds a bit poorly. Yeah, with the two houses that we've like got in our minds at the moment, the one that we looked at yesterday and the one that we're looking at today, the one that's done versus the one that needs a lot of work, the one that's in the location I wanted versus the location I didn't particularly want. One is huge and needs a lot of work, but is much cheaper than the one that is like a good size, definitely, like probably enough size for what we need, but way more expensive. And in terms of like monthly payments and stuff, you know, with mortgages and interest rates, one would be like top end of our budget and still like we would need to do work in that we would probably want to put the bathroom back upstairs or at least get a bath somewhere because there's no bath and we've got two young kids, do you know what I mean? We would definitely want to do that. Whereas the one that we're looking at today, we'd have to do everything, and I mean everything. Like this house has not been decorated since, would you say mid-80s? Yeah. I'm going to catch up with you after we've looked at the house later. And yeah, it's exciting me, I'm not going to lie. Right, morning. It's now Monday, we've had the weekend, we've had all of the viewings, and gosh, right, today is the day that we are gonna make offers on houses. God knows how many offers, we will see. We have a front runner and we have a second runner. The second one is the one that will have a lot of interest. The first one is the one that hasn't got any other offers. So is our preference. But yeah, it's just been a long old weekend. We've been deliberating a lot about what one to go for, but you know what, I think we've just decided we're going to offer on one at a fair price, but not asking price, and then if they come back and say that is an unacceptable offer, like we can't go that low, then the house is probably not for us, considering what we would have to do to it to get it to what we need, and then that would leave us free to offer on the other house, which we are also interested in. We're going to make both the estate agents aware that we have another house like in our sights as well when we talk to them, and just kind of go from there. It's just, yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? And I've just woken up, done my exercises, and I'm still knackered the kids are also still asleep because we had, we were just out at families last night. And they get back to, I mean, it was only 7:30, but they were just like running around like lunatics, having a lot of fun. And so they're knackered, so they are still sleeping, which is nice. It is 10 to 7. I need to go get ready, sort my life out. We've got an Asda delivery coming. Oh, but I'm very tired. And also, my eye, like this happens to me quite a lot. Don't know if it happens to anyone else. I get really sore, like stinging eyes in the morning. Like this one in particular, today, like really sore. Like very sensitive to light, and like you're just stinging loads. I think it might be dry eyes, but I don't really know. Like, can you see the difference? I feel like I can't even like look too intensely into the camera because of the light, and like the lights, these like headlights are doing my head in. Oh, I just want to close my eyes and go back to sleep because it just stings and hurts. Anyway, what I thought we could do today is when I do get round to calling the estate agents after I've dropped the kids off. Actually, no, it's just George at school, but after the school run, once I'm back here, once I've set Hallie up with an activity or something, I'll play with her for a little bit this morning, and then I'm going to call the estate agents and just put the offer in. And I'll record myself, and if I can, whenever I get a phone call back or whatever, I will try and record that as well to see. They both might be probate, so that might be an issue just because I didn't realise what probate meant, but basically it's like the paperwork that you have to do for someone once they pass away, like the family deal with all the paperwork to do with their house and their estate and finances and all that, and the probate could take a longer time. Like, I didn't know that. The estate agent said, oh, usually it's like 3 months. My granddad, who I saw yesterday, told me that someone that he knew, their house took 10 months to get probate. But to be honest, like, we would be lucky to have either of those houses, so whatever will happen will happen. And look, we might not get either of them still, so oh, I just want this whole thing to be over. Back from the school run, I'm waiting for my food delivery, and I'm about to call the estate agent to put an offer in on a house. I need to remember what I'm going to say, so I'm going to ask them about probate because there's paperwork and stuff to be filled out like before the estate and stuff can be sold by the daughter, of the person that's passed. And also I wanted to ask about the building regulations. Is something that they've done in the loft. Oh, hello. We had a viewing with Josh, I believe, on Saturday. I just wondered with that process, like if that has been completed or if that is still underway, because I know that sometimes there can be delays with those kind of things. And our position is very much that we have buyers that we have been waiting for a while, and we are quite keen to get things moving quickly. My other question is, they've got a loft conversion upstairs and it's not listed as a bedroom, and we kind of wondered whether that was because it's not tested by the regulations, like it doesn't fit the regulations to be called a bedroom. The figure we were thinking, there is also another property that we are keen on. Cheers, bye. I was just calling because I wanted to let you know that we have found another property that we are interested in, and it's end of chain, which is amazing. Obviously, we have just put an offer in on that, and I expect they'll be giving you a call this morning to do a chain check and stuff. Okay, the offer is in. It is under asking price, and the estate agent was like, okay, you know, she wasn't mad keen on, I don't think, on the offer, but you don't ask, you don't get, I guess. So let's go from there. The food shop's just arrived, and I have not laid it out in the best way, but I thought I would show you roughly like what our plan is for dinners this week. Thanks. Obviously, she's eyeing up all the snacks, but we are having chicken korma curry. We're having Szechuan noodles. We are having cod and chorizo stew because we had loads of frozen fish in the freezer, obviously. In an ideal world, with our meals in the week, I would like to do like one vegetarian meal at least, and then at least one fish dish as well. And then the rest can be like, you know, normal with meat and stuff. I think it's just good in it to just try and do like one veggie, one fish, try and get lots of like veg in, and then it's, you know, you're trying your best, you know what I mean? Like, that's the best I can offer at the moment. 2 young kids that, you know, let's be honest, like kids are picky when they eat. So yeah, the cod and chorizo stew, chicken wraps with wedges, like fajita kind of style, because that is just a good old classic, everyone loves that. And then we've got baked sweet potato with feta, black beans, like a nice pico de gallo and coriander. I just saw a recipe online and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll give that a go. Marry me chicken orzo, because we had orzo in the cupboard and I don't think I've ever used orzo, so I don't know why it's there, but we have it. So I was like, oh, I'll just Google like orzo recipes, and that came up and I was like, you know what, I love Marry Me butter beans, so I'll try that. It's like the Tuscan kind of sauce, it's really nice. And then fancy sausage and mash, or toad in the hole. Haven't been lined up, we've got the stuff for both. So that is our weekly meal plan, and I've basically just like planned that around what we've got in the cupboards already, like what we've got in the cupboards, what we've got in the freezer, and then just bought the extra bits that I want. And I'm not gonna lie, this food has arrived and I'm starving, so I'm gonna put this away, eat, and then I just really hope that we hear back about the house. I'll update you soon. Hello, how are you? Good, yeah, not too bad. Sorry, I've got a 2-year-old in the vicinity, so sorry about the noise. yeah, no, absolutely fine. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Is it alright if I have a quick chat with my other half and I will give you a shout back like very shortly, I think. If that's okay? That would be great. Amazing. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye, bye, bye. We gave a low offer. We put forward a low offer in the hope that she would come back with a sensible counter offer. Okay, darling. Camera. Hallie's camera. Basically, they called me back to say that the offer that we gave was slightly too low, and she's come back with a counter offer, which was still within like what we were thinking for the house. There was like a low offer and then the highest we were willing to go, and this is basically the highest we were willing to go, and she's willing to accept that. Okay, right, let's call them back, and hopefully we secure a house and our chain is complete, and then there shouldn't be any other than if our buyers pull out, which they better not, because we have really worked hard to get to this point to complete the chain so we don't lose them.
Please press 1 for sales inquiry.
It's Shannon Robinson calling. We've just had a chat, like me and my husband have just had a chat, and we would like to go ahead with the counter offer. Right, I need to pay my daughter some attention. No! I do, don't I? Thanks for the breadstick, hun. Right, I need to pay her attention. I need to tidy up. Thank you. No. I think I'm going to catch up with you tomorrow once I know the full situation, but this is all amazing news, all really good news. Okay, it is a lot later now, and having put that offer in that we spoke about earlier, it has now been accepted. So we are like in a complete chain now. Fingers crossed nothing is going to break. Our house sale is like really far along. I kind of didn't realise how far along it was. Like all the queries have been answered, surveys have been done, like basically it's just very much like we have to tell them what account we want the money in, and that will be sort of done. They obviously just have to wait for us to like do all the stuff we need to do on this new house. But yes, such exciting times. So, and I actually feel even more excited about this house than I did the other house. Like obviously everything's meant to be and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking quietly because everyone in the house is asleep, but I'm just updating you guys before I go upstairs and take myself to bed as well. But I'm just like, I literally can't believe it. I've been sat here looking at the floor plan the whole evening and like looking at the pictures and stuff on Rightmove of like, yeah, what the house could be for us, like not just now but like in the future as well. Like it's a lot of, there's potential to do other things to it, and I genuinely can see us there for years, and so it's just so exciting, like so excited. And now I just can't wait to like get into the home content. Like obviously we're going to be moving, so there'll be a lot of moving content, and then when it comes to like actually being in the new house, like redecorating and like really putting like heart and soul into it, as well as like a little bit more money than you would like if you were just like thinking about staying in a house for like 5 years. This time, like we will really think about what we do, how we do it, not waste money on buying cheap things that will then have to be replaced in a couple of years. Like I want to buy things that are going to last us for years and years to come. And actually I was also looking on Amazon for like moving supplies and storage stuff and like really good storage solutions for like under the bed and like loads of things. So when it comes to it, I will be linking all of those things like I was talking about at the beginning of the video about the Amazon influencer program. If that is something that you're looking to get into. I know that I've been part of the Amazon Influencer Program for 5 years now and love it, and will definitely be continuing to link things on my like socials and stuff and earning commission through people using my affiliate links. And so yeah, like this is gonna be like me continuing doing that when we move house and all of that kind of stuff. I actually forgot to say as well, like with the lead up to Christmas, this is a fantastic time. Like I'm pretty sure I got all of my kids' Christmas presents pretty much on Amazon, and I linked every single one of them, including ones that I have got them previously, like over the years, that they absolutely love and play with all the time. I linked every single Amazon product on my Amazon storefront, which is what I will include down below as well, just in case you're interested to see what's on my Amazon storefront. But I've also got that link for if you wanted to sign up to the Amazon Influencer Program, which I'm going to pop down below. So if you are interested, then you can tap that. But guys, I think I'm going to leave you there. I am really, really happy I got to finish this video by saying we have bought a house, our chain is complete. I literally could not be happier right now. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.